Okay, boys, the learning objective for this lesson is to know the story of Guy Fawkes and the Gunpowder Plot, to be able to understand the sequence of the...
I think dyslexics' biggest problem is actually the fact that they're misunderstood.
Using your specific learning style.
They're often very able pupils who are unable to access the curriculum as it is.
We're going to split the group up into 3 different groups, okay?
At St Luke's School in Swindon, a state school for children with moderate learning difficulties, they've created a range of ways for dyslexic children to record and show their understanding, other than with the written word.
Making and sequencing audio files. People with dyslexia really struggle with the symbolic element of learning. I think that they find it very hard to associate sounds with symbols and to put them in order, basically. So in order to help pupils at our school, we sort of try to be a little bit more creative. So you need to think, what aspects...
In this lesson, teacher Luke Wareham has 3 different techniques to record their understanding of the Gunpowder Plot. One group uses drama, creating freeze-frame tableaus.
And freeze.
One of these laws was a law that forced Catholics...
Another creates audio files of the story.
Guy Fawkes was caught by the king.
And a third retells their part of the story using stop-frame animation.
Can you move it a little bit at a time?
The process of the animation means that pupils can be creative and that they can retell the story in their own way. It also means that they can revisit the thoughts and go over the sequence of events in their own mind as they're doing it. This repetition and putting it in order will help them remember the story, and it will show their understanding as well. This is something that will appeal much more to the kinesthetic learner, the pupils that enjoy doing things and moving things with their hands, you know, really getting involved with what they're doing.
We're just making the symbol 1605 to show when the Guy Fawkes event happened.
Excellent, fantastic. And why are you doing so?
People who study dyslexia, like Oxford neurologist Professor John Stein, believe this approach works because dyslexics often learn most effectively through doing.
All modern neuroscience suggests that you learn much better when you do things in relation to what the sensory input is. The secret is to use every sense you can to make sure that the auditory, the visual, the touch, the movement, all these things are all directed to the same spot to understand the written, the spoken and the visual form of a word.
You've got your chains on, you've been captured.
But it's not just sensory, but one of the most important features is that the child has to be himself active, because all sorts of active learning is much more efficient than passive learning.
Well, at the moment we're setting up for the hanging part where we take pictures, and when we move the people little tiny bits at a time, so it looks like they're just walking like normal people. When Guy Fawkes is being found out and he's about to get hung, we just, if you see there, it's like trying to get it perfect. It's alright at the moment.
Pupils with dyslexia do generally have difficulties with focus and concentration, so tasks like this will motivate them a lot better, a lot more, because of the interactive element makes them really focus on the task. Let's have a look.
It all started in 1605.
Luke finally brings all their recordings into one presentation.
Guy Fawkes was then taken to the Tower of London to be tortured and hung. From then on, James I told the people of England to light great bonfires to celebrate the failure of the Gunpowder Plot.
That was cool.
Well done, fantastic.
The teachers here feel the benefits of using methods like this reach far beyond just dyslexic learning.
Giving them different multisensory styles of teaching is very liberating for them. Their self-esteem builds, their enthusiasm builds, their engagement in the lesson builds, and obviously because of those things, their achievement is much better. And I think that's absolutely key, and I think every pupil should have that opportunity. So certainly, dyslexic ways of teaching benefit the rest of the school community as well.